The lights were on again last night. I watched them from across the street, every bulb flickering like a pulse that didn't know it was dead. The house had been empty for 5 years. The police boarded the windows. The neighbors stopped looking, but I still knew the rhythm of those lights. They came on at 11:47 p.m. sharp. Same time the screaming stopped that night. I told myself it was faulty wiring, that houses, like people, sometimes twitch after they die. But I could still see the kitchen window glowing, soft and warm, just enough to show the outline of the table where I left them. People say ghosts haunt the living. They're wrong. It's the living who haunt the ghosts. 2. The investigation begins. They reopened the case last winter. A detective named Hale came knocking, same rehearsed pity in his tone. "You used to live here, right? You were the last to see them?" I said yes, but not how he meant. He showed me photos, sunlit smiles, the kind that die easy. The father, the mother, the little girl with a missing tooth. Vanished without a trace, he said. No signs of struggle. I asked if the cameras ever caught anything. He said no. But I knew they had. I installed them myself. Back then, I told the father I was doing electrical work, rewiring the system. He trusted me. They all did. The cameras were my safety net, proof that I could end something cleanly. But Hale didn't need to know that. He only needed to believe I cared. And I did. In my way. 3. The psychological unraveling. The new owners moved in 3 months ago. Young couple, full of optimism and debt. They painted over the stains, replaced the locks, even put up fairy lights in the yard. But the house remembers. They called me last week, my old number still on record from the renovation files. "Something's wrong with the wiring," the woman said. "The lights keep turning on by themselves." Her voice cracked when she said, "by themselves." I told her I'd take a look. Walking back into that house felt like standing in my own grave. Everything smelled the same: bleach, old wood, and the faint sweetness of something that used to be alive. The walls hummed. I knew it wasn't the electricity. It was memory. I could almost hear her again, the little girl asking if I was fixing the dark. I told her yes. I told her I was making sure the lights never went out again. I meant it, just not the way she thought. 4. The reveal of the truth. In the basement, I found what they missed. The old wiring still connected to the hidden switch I built. The one that powers the lights every night at 11:47. I never used a timer. It's motion triggered. Something still moves down there. When Hale called again, he sounded uneasy. "You've been back to the house?" he asked. "Neighbors saw your truck." I told him I was helping the new owners, maintenance work. He paused too long before saying, "We found new footage on the old cameras." My pulse didn't change. My breathing didn't break. "From when?" I asked. "From the night they disappeared." I knew what he saw. A man in work gloves, calm, focused. The camera blinked out before the sound started. But the footage isn't enough. It never is. Not without the bodies. Not without a confession. And I never give them that. 5. The cold confrontation, justice moment. Hale came to see me yesterday. No warrant, just questions wrapped in curiosity. "You ever think about them?" he asked. "All the time," I said. "Don't you?" He watched me too closely, waiting for a flinch. I gave him none. He doesn't understand. This wasn't about anger or greed. It was about quiet. The father lied to everyone, the company, the taxes, his wife. I only showed him what honesty felt like. I didn't kill them out of hate. I killed them to stop the noise, the endless pretending, the rotting smiles. Now, the new owners have started hearing the lullaby again, the same one the little girl sang before it all went still. When they ask me why it plays at night, I tell them it's the wind through the vents. And I keep the key to the basement on my chain. 6. Closure, emotional detachment. The lights came on again tonight. I didn't turn them off. Across the street, Hale still watches the house, waiting for me to slip. But I already have, 5 years ago, when I let them live long enough to scream. Now, the house keeps the story better than I ever could. Every flicker, every hum, every whisper, it remembers. Justice isn't what they think it is. It isn't a courtroom or a cell. It's a rhythm that never stops. A house that refuses to forget. I walk away before dawn, the lights still burning behind me. Because the truth doesn't need witnesses. It just needs to stay alive.